Hey, it's Brent with another question from a reader. It says, hey Brent, this is a conversation I had with a girl that I know. Okay, so it's a text conversation. So a little bit of background. The weekend for me has been working on a million things with the movies I'm making. So if anything, I'm chilling at night after a long night with some wine and a good movie. Okay, so I guess that's what you're doing when you're about to send this text. Okay. I can just tell you that I don't even need to read the text, but the fact that you reached out, everything will go bad for you. Okay, so I haven't even read, but it says me is the first thing I see here, which means that you're reaching out. So again, you know, this concept of like, you know, hanging out on your couch and drinking some wine and watching a movie, what's wrong with that? Right? If you would just accept that and not fear being alone, you would only be responding to text messages from women trying to come over and lay on that couch with you. You wouldn't ever be initiating ever again. So you have to get this concept, okay? Like if you're doing, in fact, you know, if you're doing anything with women because you fear being alone, when you actually are with a woman, it'll never feed your soul because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Okay? Think about that. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's why people in relationships, one of the many reasons they're not happy is because they go into it to get something they think they don't already have. Right? To get happy, to get love. Not ever going to happen for you. Not when you go in that way. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to read through this anyway just to kind of point out some things so that you learn from it. Okay, this is you. Haven't seen you since I left. Thought I'd throw out a little hello and what up. Okay, so I get you're trying to be like totally cool about it, but just the fact that you sent out, that you initiated and reached out first is like this flashing thing, right? I'm the pursuer, I don't like to be alone, I really have to figure out a way to get sex because that's how I validate myself, so would you please have sex with me? It's not coming from a powerful place, okay? It's just not. It's coming from a very weak place. It's coming from a scarcity attitude or mentality, not the abundant mentality. Okay, so I will go on. And this is her. Thanks, Cookie Monster. I guess you guys have some pet names for each other already. That even concerns me more, actually. Especially if you haven't hooked up with this girl and you've got pet names for each other. It tells me that you have the dating mindset and not the hooking up mindset. Anyway, I'll continue. She says, thanks, Cookie Monster. I'm glad you gave me a hello. Are you still on duty or are you in the San Jose? I guess that's where you live. And here's you. I'm in the San Jose Fashozi or whatever. Then she writes back, hot. And then you write back, I know, right? What you got going on this 3-day weekend? Okay, so I get well, you're just kind of like having conversation, right? Having conversation. But see, if you were a guy who only responded to text messages and you didn't initiate, you wouldn't even have to write this much. You'd already be getting together. Like you wouldn't have to, because I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me just see the rest of this. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more text messages. Okay, maybe 7 each, right? What? How much time do you have on your hands? That's ridiculous. So altogether, you are going to go back and forth 10 to 12 times. See, if you were only responding, she would be saying to you, if you had been a powerful guy, hey, want to hook up? And it's either a yes or no. And she knows where you live and she comes over. Or she says, let's do it at my place tonight, and you go over there. But it's very simple. It's like 2 texts. Okay? Just point it out, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go on and see what else I can find here and teach you about. Okay. So here's her response to what you just said. You asked her what was going on for the weekend. 3-day weekend is next weekend. I got some fine plans this weekend with my girls and stuff. What about you? Then you wrote, nice. I'm working on some movies, so very little playtime, but wine and a good movie at the end to look forward to. Okay, so now you're trying to bait her, right? So you're not asking her, you're trying to bait her. I know what you're trying to do, and in a different context, this might be okay, but you started reaching out, and that's what really torpedoed you here, okay, among other things. She says, cool. Now, I want you to see how she says hot, she says cool. Okay, she's like giving you some one-word answers. right? I see very few one-word answers. You're writing like a book to her. It's another thing. Over-communication. They don't like that, remember. They don't like that. It's not going to get you laid. Well, once in a while it will, but you won't really want it after you have it. So anyway, let's see. It says, okay, so she says cool, and then you say, you're a wine and movie girl, right? Okay, because she didn't respond to the bait already, so what you're doing is you're going to push it another level, right? You're going to say, yeah, she was supposed to say, I like wine. That'd be great, like, you know, but she didn't, so you're like, well, you do like wine and movie, right? Like, you do like that, right? Like, I know what you're doing, trying to bait her. So, and she says, okay, so you say, you're a wine and movie girl? Oh, you say, you're a wine and movie girl? Question mark. Okay, she says, yes, I am. See, she's playing your part here, actually. Because she's just toying with you now, because there's no sense of urgency. She doesn't have to show any interest. She doesn't have to hook up. She knows that any time that she wants to flick the switch, she could do it. So that's why she's not going to. Because who wants to be with a guy like that? Who wants to be with a guy that could be with any time they want to be with? I mean, she's surrounded by men like that. You know, I think I'll do my nails tonight, right? Rather than have sex with you. That's saying something, buddy, okay? Okay, so here's your response to that. You should hella join me, okay? Now you're going to go in for you should join me, okay? Remember, I know you're trying to prove that you have a cool lifestyle where you hang out and you have wine and you watch movies and stuff, and you've already told her that's what you're going to do. Now you're telling her what to do, right? And I know you've been told that women like that sometimes, but not in the way you're doing it, okay? You should hella join me. And then she says, when? And then you say, tomorrow at 9. Okay? What I'd rather do is have you do in the future is if you're going to do that, give her 2 times. Say, well, I might be available, you know, Thursday and Sunday. And that's it. And then just hit send. And then she can make the choice. If you're just giving her one option, and I know why you're doing that, I get it. But if you're just giving her one option, after what you've already done here, it's going to be bad. Obviously, she's going to say no. Okay. And I haven't even read the rest yet. Okay. Because here it is. I have a ladies' night out, but if you're a good boy, I will tell you where we're going out dancing. Says it all right there, my friend. Okay. So she turned you down, doesn't want to come over, would rather go out with her girlfriends. See, she can see you anytime she wants to see you. There is absolutely no sense of urgency. But because you're the pursuer and the provider, come on out and buy us a bunch of drinks and wait around while I talk to a bunch of other guys who may be more powerful than you. And I might, if I don't go home with one of them, then I might tease you some more and still not come over at your house. You see what I'm saying? Now, you caused all this. I'm just saying, I mean, you're not a bad person. I'm just saying that you caused all this. All of it was caused by you reaching out. All of it. Now, I know, let me see what else, let me just see where else you go with this. Okay, so now you're going to tell her, that's not possible. That's not possible. I can't be good. What does that mean? I don't understand. I can't be good. Didn't know you liked to dance. Now you're going to change the subject. Didn't know you liked to dance. Salsa? Okay, so she already told you that you're the provider and the pursuer and she's not coming over, but yet you still want to talk to her. That doesn't make no sense to me, right? Now you're like the wounded animal. Okay? Now you're not getting angry like the wounded animal, but you're kind of like you're still just dancing around it, so to speak. Okay. She says, I live to dance. I like to dance to everything. Goofball, I'm not going to mention your name. Goofball, so-and-so, are you hitting on me? And then you type in lion growl. And then she says, LOL. See how this is just continuing? Like, what's the point of this now? What's the point of all this? I don't understand. I don't understand what the point of this is. Okay. So then you say, well, no dance tomorrow night. I'm just going to be chilling. But come over if you're bored. Yes, because the first time you asked her wasn't enough. You need to actually, in case she forgot that you already asked her to come over once and that she turned you down and told you you were the pursuer and the provider, that you must ask her one more time. When I say it like that, does it not sound crazy to you? Does it not sound like something that will never happen? You know, I mean, you're still going to put in this last minute like thing, you know, oh, but you know, if you, so, okay, I know you turned me down, but if you don't find anyone more powerful than me, but you could still come over. Whoa, dude, totally underestimating yourself. Wow, totally underestimating yourself. Okay. So then you put down here in parentheses so that I would know, Brent, I left my address for her after that. I'm just not showing it for security. Okay, right. So what you said was, but come over if you're bored, and here's my address. Not going to ever happen. Okay. Oh, and then you didn't get a response, so you sent another text message. Have fun, Roses. I guess that's your pet name for her. Okay. You see the pattern here? You see? Pursuer, provider, gets turned down, then you keep trying. Oh, one last thing. Oh, well, let me, before you go, let me pursue you one last time. Let me get, you know what? I don't feel that you turned me down correctly last time, so why don't you just shut me down for good this time? Let me just try again, because I don't feel like I was shut down good enough the first time. Why don't you just do it one more time? Let me give you one more chance to tell me that you're not interested. Okay. And then she says, thanks, Cookie. Catch you another time. Okay, let me just tell you that if you've got this like pet name, like I said at the beginning, this pet name thing going on with her, and you guys haven't hooked up, it's never ever going to happen. You are already in some kind of weird, screwed up relationship that's not a relationship. Okay, you understand that? And I know that you don't know what you don't know, so that's why you're writing me. So here's what you say. So what feedback can you give me? I tried to approach the approach of telling her to join me rather than asking her if she wanted to join, and also to leave one time for her and her to choose from there. And from there, leave my address and leave her to choose if she wants to come. Let me know what you think. Okay, like, you already know what I think. I already told you. Okay? So, I know what you think you were doing, but the idea is that you could go through a little bit of that if she reaches out to you first. So that's what you want to make sure you do here. Like if she reaches out to you first, then you could say, you know, she says, hey, you want to get together? And maybe you are busy the moment she texts you and you're not available. Maybe it's during the day and you've got something to do that night or the next night. You can say, actually, yeah, that, you know, sounds cool. Maybe, sounds cool. You know, I'm available maybe Thursday. I might be available Thursday or Sunday. And then she goes, okay, Sunday sounds good. Great. 9 p.m., drinks, my place, address. That's it. That's how it's supposed to work, okay? So, anyway, look, I hope this has helped you. Obviously, never, ever, ever, ever do this again, okay? And I know you struggle with the inaction thing. It'll always be in action. But think about it a different way. I want you to start thinking about this in... So, being in action, maybe you need to be thinking about it as being in action is not reaching out and initiating and being the catalyst after the fact. You should be doing that at the very beginning. The first time you interact with this girl, you should be excellent, give her your contact information, and move on. Okay? And then being in action is that you're doing that consistently, and so you've planted a lot of seeds and you've got a lot of women after you, right? Or trying to vie for your attention. And that's the idea. And so there's nothing wrong with being bored. There's nothing wrong with relaxing and taking a load off and chilling after the long day that you've had. If you want to guarantee that there is a woman who wants to come over every single time that you've had a long day with your movie stuff or whatever, then just do what I've been telling you, and you'll have like 7 or 8 text messages from different women saying, what are you doing tonight? Can I come by? Can I bring some wine? Can I give you a bubble bath? Can I, you know, hook up with you? Whatever. Right? Like, can I clean your house? I mean, they'll want to do all of that. But you got to set up correctly. Okay, so anyway, that's all I have to say about it today. Hope that helps, and I'll talk to you later.